Quite the forecast, Chris. Thank you. This cold snap brings some serious concerns for the homeless population in Colorado Springs, but the rescue mission is preparing to take in more people. KRDO News Channel 13's Colby Crossley joins us now live. Colby, what is the shelter doing to keep people safe during the cold and the pandemic?
Well, it's a hard thing to juggle because they want to be able to house as many people as possible, but at the same time, they have to abide by those COVID-19 restrictions. And they only have about 450 beds, and with this recent temperature drop over the weekend, they expect that capacity to be full, but obviously they know they're going to be in close proximity with others. Now in September, we got a taste of winter, and the Springs Rescue Mission took as many people in as they could while also abiding by COVID-19 restrictions. They've also increased cleanings, added hand sanitizer and hand washing stations, plus everyone who comes in gets their temperature checked. If someone is showing any sort of COVID-19 symptoms, the shelter says they are referred to an isolation shelter. This way, if someone is feeling sick, they still have a place to stay away from the rest of the community. Now, depending on the night, the Springs Rescue Mission says up to 320 beds are occupied out of the 450 available, but with this cold front, they expect to be at capacity this weekend. Now, because we are under a weather alert, make sure you stay tuned right here to KRDO, both on air and online, where we'll keep you updated with the upcoming weather. For now, I'm going to send over to Hannah, who has a look at the traffic.
Thank you, Colby. I am tracking slick conditions on I-25 north of Monument Hill. Looking at the CDOT map, it appears these slick and icy conditions are north of Monument, really between Monument and Castle Rock. And we can see a number of accidents in that area because of this, and some major slowing in those northbound lanes. And looking at our CDOT camera, I am seeing iced over cameras. This one near Castle Rock at Founders Point. It's hard to even make out the cars because the cameras are iced over. Now, looking north of there, if you are traveling to Denver, traffic is moving along smoothly north of there in the Centennial area. So it's just really getting past that Monument, Castle Rock, Castle Pines area. So use caution this morning. I've been seeing tweets out of Denver saying they've hit an ice patch on their way to work, especially around bridges and overpasses. I, of course, will continue to track this for you throughout the morning. But for now, Josh, over to you.
Thanks, Hannah. 7 major wildfires still burning across our state, and they're covering more than 375,000 acres. The East Troublesome Fire right now near Granby, the second largest wildfire in state history, meaning we've had now the number 1, 2, and 3 largest wildfires in our state over the last 3 months. This one, now more than 170,000 acres, 5% contained. This fire started just last Wednesday, tearing through dense, dead pine killed from beetles, not helping matters. Fire crews, they're stretched thin, but they're rushing to try to protect homes.
So we'll punch a line around the house and try to push any debris, any trees, anything like that away from the houses. It just gives them a fighting chance, you know. Up there, there's a lot of brush, a lot of timber up in there, and I mean, it's close to homes.
Evacuation orders now cover everything from Grand Lake to parts of Rocky Mountain National Park and Estes Park.
Just devastating, Josh. Let's take a look at the other fires that are burning across Colorado right now. This map shows all of the wildfires in our area from this season, and some good news to report. The left-hand fire that you see right over there in Boulder County, fully contained right now. It only grew to about 450 acres. Firefighters, though, are going to continue to monitor this area, especially because there are so many fires. Now, the Cameron Peak Fire, still the largest in state history. I mean, look at it on the map, just gigantic, nearly 207,000 acres with only containment sitting about 57%. The worry is that these two fires, the Troublesome Fire and the Cameron Peak Fire, could merge, breaking into Rocky Mountain National Park and Estes Park. Of course, we hope that does not happen, but monitoring it very closely right now. Later today, Governor Polis is going to be in Grand and Larimer counties. He's going to meet with firefighters working the Cameron Peak Fire and the East Troublesome Fire. And Polis will also meet with people who've had to evacuate their homes. Be sure and stay with KRDO for full coverage of the state's response to these fires. Southern Colorado is getting in on putting out those fires. According to their Twitter, the Pueblo West Fire Department deployed 2 firefighters to help with the Cameron Peak Fire. Pueblo City and Beulah Fire are also contributing with equipment and extra hands. In continuing coverage now, a person of interest in connection to the Manitou Incline Fire is off the hook this morning. Colorado Springs police say the man voluntarily gave a statement last weekend, but at this time, police do not consider him a suspect. Manitou Police and the Regional Explosive Unit are working to see if this fire is considered a criminal act. This morning, no charges have been filed.
Overnight, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation issued an alert for a missing person from Pueblo. Take a look at your screen. This is Raymond French. He's 23 years old. Authorities say he was last seen on Wednesday about 10 p.m. on Pine Street in Pueblo. He was wearing a gray hoodie, blue jeans, orange hat, had a backpack. Raymond is about 5'7", 160, with brown eyes and greenish hair. Authorities say he has a stutter, takes daily medication. If you see Raymond or know where he is, please call Pueblo Police, 719-553-2502.
This morning, one COVID-19 treatment has FDA approval, but new cases are rising here in Colorado and across the country. The latest numbers are coming up.
But first, the Pueblo County Sheriff's Office will take any old prescription drugs off your hands, no questions asked. Find out where to safely turn them in.
And before we go, taking you outside for a live look at Pueblo. Pretty eerie, seeing a whole lot of cloud cover on our Bureau Wireless Weather Network camera. And if you haven't got outside yet, you're just joining us. It is cold. 25 degrees. It is 6:07. Bundle up. We're back in 2.